Welcome back to Whilton Mill. If you follow cadet karting in the UK, you'll know this next man.
Dan Hazelwood, team manager, Fusion Motorsport.
Dan, great to see you here this weekend. Excitement under the Fusion tent as we start another UK season. How's everything going so far this weekend?
Yeah, it's going really well. We've been blessed with some good weather to start the season off. A little bit of rain yesterday, but today's nice and sunny. Track's in really good condition. Lots of grip. So the drivers, hard work for the drivers, of course, but they're all doing pretty well. So yeah. Happy.
And you've got a full complement of young drivers here. I think 12 or more in the cadet class, and some of them really new to the sport.
Yeah, we've even got a couple of novices in the awning, which is great to see, like the youngsters coming up through. Some drivers that didn't do the championship last year that they're having a go this year. So yeah, we've got full awning and yeah, a good spread of drivers from the beginners to the more experienced as well.
And excitingly this year at UKC, the Iame Cadet class fits nicely with the other Iame Cadet races that happen throughout the season. So there's a great opportunity for mums and dads to get involved in UKC and still race in other championships.
I think with the condensed calendar we've got this year, because of the late start to the season because of COVID, we've ended up in a position where it's easier logistically and for the drivers to be racing the same category throughout the year. So it was a good decision, I think, for UKC to adopt the normal cadet class that we race, and I think it's really boosted the grids. You know, we've seen 30 drivers, I think, on the grid for the cadet class, so that's really encouraging, and hopefully we can continue that throughout the year.
And coming under an awning like this with yourselves at Fusion, it's a great opportunity for mums and dads who perhaps don't know a whole lot about karting themselves and youngsters to learn from your mechanics and your guys who have been there and done it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got a good team of experienced mechanics who, majority of them have raced before at various different levels, so they can impart some wisdom on the drivers as well. So more than just bolting the karts together, you know, they give them a bit of advice on the grid and when they come in after the races as well. So yeah, that's really helpful, and yeah, a lot of experience within the team. So good grounding for the drivers and a good backdrop for them to learn.
Yeah, and just talking about perhaps your own sort of journey through motorsport and being the overall boss of Team Fusion, how much enjoyment and pride do you take from the setup you've got here, and when you look at some of the smiles on the kids' faces when they're running back in through scrutineering after a race and they've had a great time? It must make you really proud.
Yeah, I think it's always nice to see a smile on their faces when they've done well, but also if they've not done well, to try and sort of give them a little bit of a confidence boost, and that's what it's all about, to keep them sort of enjoying the sport that they're doing. And yeah, we've got to take it seriously. It's a very competitive sport, but at the same time, they've got to be enjoying what they do, because for most of them, it is a hobby at the moment. Could be the start of a career, but yeah, it's very serious, but they've also got to enjoy it as well. So for me, yeah, a great sense of pride with the level that we've got to as a team. Enjoyed a lot of success. It's always hard when you're at the top to try and maintain that, but that's what we're here for, and that's what we're going to try and do.
Who are some of the names under the marquee here that we should be keeping our eyes on this weekend? I know you got a lot of races and they're probably all going to do well, but is there one or two that we're expecting great things from?
Well, the highest seeded drivers from last year, we've got William Murtaugh and Noah Wolf, who both did the championship and did well last year. We've also got Zach Drummond, who's the highest seeded national driver, so he's doing UKC for the first time, so he's going to be one to watch. George Edgar, who won the first round of the British Champs last weekend, so he's going to be at the front. Yeah, there's a handful of drivers really that we've got that should be battling to win the race.
Dan, thanks ever so much for talking to us, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Iame Cadet is never boring, especially here at Whilton Mill. Zach Drummond and Noah Wolf on the front row from Lewis Werrell and Kit Pilowski. Then Green and Sofronea, Moore and Ashcroft, Jensen Graham and Will Murtaugh in the top 10. Harrison Mackie and Riley Cranham from George Edgar and Aston Sharp. Then Parker, Lovett, Kamyab and Phillips. Anthony Witkowski and Kanish Rao are going to be in the mix there in the middle of the battle. Keep an eye on Freddie Housley and Ben Smith as they will charge their way through from the back row. Well, the race initially got started, but Will Murtaugh suffered this big incident and hit the final corner barrier. And as a result, the red flags came out. It means that the restart will take place without Will Murtaugh. And of course, it'll go underway under single file. But look at the energy that's taken on by the kart as it slaps the barrier. Bang! Will Murtaugh, a very lucky young man, but he is out of the first round of UKC 2021. So here we go for the restart, and away we go. Zach Drummond in front of Noah Wolf, Lewis Werrell right in there in third position for Oliver Rowland Motorsport as we charge out of the first couple of corners and up towards Manuel's Bank. Christmas is next. Drummond is about to lose out to his teammate Noah Wolf, who decides to go for it. So does Werrell. Appy's left open, and Drummond is going to get squeezed here. Down to third, down to fifth potentially for Zach Drummond. Yes, he's on the outside line, and that is no man's land as far as the driver is concerned up at the front. There goes the 17, George Edgar through. We're on board with Ashcroft, and there goes Drummond even further back down the field. Oh dear, poor Zach Drummond from first to worst. Goodness me, that is not the way he wanted his first lap to go.
2 onboard cameras in this one with Jacob Ashcroft and Lewis Werrell should bring us plenty of action, because this is one class where there is always action, Jake.
Absolutely, it's guaranteed pretty much in Iame Cadet. You're always going to have a few banters and few battles. Here's Ashcroft on the inside of the 53, gets the move done nicely there on Zach Green, and there's the 44, Dan Sofronia coming through. So Sofronia gets the exit off of the final corner, and he will make up the place as well, the Oliver Rowland Motorsport driver. So they continue to battle into the braking zone for Christmas. Oh, and that's a move for P5. So that is Edgar on Graham. On board with Werrell, right in behind the race leader Noah Wolf. Now, again, Lewis Werrell is one of the smarter drivers in the field here. He's going to play the long game with Noah Wolf. He'll want to get clear, but Morgan Moore's going to throw water on that plan. Moore gets through into second position, straight back on the inside. Comes Werrell, gets back into second position, but they've lost ground to Noah Wolf now, so they need to join forces and get back on terms with the double duty maestro Noah Wolf up in front. I can't tell you how tough it is these days for these youngsters to do both Honda Cadet and Iame Cadet in the same weekend. It is so tough to do it, because obviously you're trying to dial in for one particular car, but you drive a Honda Cadet completely differently to the way you drive an Iame Cadet. So it's so tough on these youngsters to try and change karts mid-weekend. Ashcroft gets the fastest lap in, but that's a test of the character for Noah Wolf. Not only is he doing both classes, but he's at the front in both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Quality is quality. Doesn't matter what you race. If you're a racing driver, you can race anything. That's what Jim Clark used to do.
There's Phillips trying to get through on the inside line there of the 71 of Anthony Witkowski. Jesse Phillips, who's come straight into this 2021 campaign. He's still one of the youngest out there, don't forget. He's only 9, is Jesse Phillips, and he's been battling for race victories in Europe. Oh, not a lot of space to negotiate there. Goodness me. That's Zach Drummond trying to get back on terms with Jacob Ashcroft. He thinks about it on the inside, then bails out, gets back on the throttle fractionally early, and gets through. That was a good recovery there from Zach Drummond, and he's on the charge to get himself back into the front of the field. He's up to 8th place now, having got past Ashcroft. So Drummond working his magic. Wolf in the lead, Werrell and Moore right in behind. Watch out for Harrison Mackie, that's Lewis's younger brother, don't forget. So they're battling away. Oh, side by side. Moore trying to hang on to this. Werrell dives through to hold on to 3rd position in front of Harrison Mackie. But Harrison Mackie is right there for the attack as well. This is going to get frenetic in 2021 in Iame Cadet. Can Noah Wolf hang on? Very close battles. As we watch in the braking zone, Morgan Moore running in 2nd position, trying to close up on Noah Wolf. Can he make the bid for the lead? He's going to have a think about it.
Look at this, 7 carts into the boot.
Oh.
And place made up there for
That's
4th
Edgar.
place.
Edgar makes the move, so Edgar gets through on Harrison Mackie. And is that going to be the only overtake? No, it's not, because Mackie runs wide. Graham's through, Belovsky's through. So down to 7th place then goes Harrison Mackie. Excellent racing in Iame Cadet. It just keeps building and building to a crescendo. Watch out for Lewis Werrell on the run to Christmas as Moore desperately tries to get through on Wolf. There's the move from Belovsky. He gets through on Jensen Graham as they come out of Christmas up towards Ashby. And now there's a chance for Moore and Werrell to dive through on Noah Wolf as they come off of Ashby. Is he going to get the run off the turn? Moore thinks about it. Doesn't want to take the risk too soon. Jacob Ashcroft watches as Zach Drummond gets the move on Jensen Graham. He gets through. That puts Zach Drummond now up into 7th position, I do believe. So they're continuing to battle. And Roman Kamiab is flying through the field. Don't forget, he's currently leading the Iame Euro Series points table. So he is leading the European category of Iame. And here he is in the Ultimate Karting Championship in Great Britain and doing a fabulous job as well in the top 10. So a good recovery from Roman Kamiab. Still this battle up front, though. Wolf, Moore and Werrell. 4th place, George Edgar. 5th place, Kit Belovsky. Up to the braking zone for Christmas. Brake, turn in. Ashcroft's going for the move on Jensen Graham. That'll do. No problems there. Excellent move.
Shortened race after the early red flag, of course. 3 minutes and change to go. So still anybody's top 5, just starting to crawl away from those behind. And I think any one of those names in the top 5 could win this.
So Belovsky is 5th. front of him is Edgar, in front of him is Werrell, in front of him is Moore, in front of him is Wolf, and they are just under a second apart. So it literally could go anybody's way here in Iame Cadet. Don't count out Harrison Mackie or Zach Drummond. They're fighting back into this as well. Drummond has got through in a 6th position. Good recovery from Drummond. So he's now P6. He's the next one in the queue. If the top 5 kick off, he could pick up a cheeky position or 2 here, as the new fastest lap of the race comes in from Noah Wolf in the lead of the race.
Roman Kamiab just made up a couple of places on that lap. You got his brother down in Kazra down in 20th, I think.
29th, actually. But
yes, beg your pardon, 29th.
You're absolutely right. Kazra is going as quickly in terms of his development as Roman was a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah. Kazra looks 2 years older than Roman.
He does.
And actually, he's 2 years younger. He's taller and looks older, but it's the other way around.
Yeah, indeed. By the time they level out, they're going to be twins, aren't they, in appearance? It's going to be fabulous. The Kamiab boys are going to be very rapid indeed in World Motorsport as they continue, and their father, of course, is a Ferrari Challenge racer, so they've got good pedigree to learn from. Here is Morgan Moore charging after the race leader Noah Wolf across the line and pushing forward. Now, when is Lewis Werrell going to make his bid? He's got to think about this now because it's a shortened race, as we mentioned. We've only got a minute and a half on the clock. Here's Ashcroft making his bid for Harrison Mackie. Inside line, no waiting around, no hesitation, textbook. It's the kind of overtaking move you dream about into Christmas. Absolutely nailed it. Oh, that's Drummond in 4th position, or is it? There goes Kit Bolowski. He gets back through into 4th position, so he lost out to Drummond initially, but he's retaliated and got back into P4. No wonder Zach Drummond's the fastest driver on track, 51.878. So when they come across the line this time, they're going to get 2 laps to go. 3 different teams in the 3 top places. Noah Wolf for Fusion, Morgan Moore for Paul Munn, and Lewis Werrell for Oliver Rowland. It's going to be a really interesting battle in the final 2 laps. Into the heel of the boot, onto the main straight, and into Crook. Flat left. Blip the throttle, in through Oblivion, control the pace, keep it nice and tidy, back on the power, out of Fine Lady, up Manuel's Bank, and on towards Christmas. Lewis Werrell getting closer, we're on board with Lewis, as they go out of Christmas, with a kink on the left, a little bit of curb, Inkerman's right, and then into the braking zone for Ashby. Werrell's going to go for it, he has a think about it, a little bit hesitant, but he does make the bid for 2nd place, so he feels that going into 2nd is going to be his best chance of taking the win now, because Noah Wolf is there. He wants to be right on him on the final lap. Zach Drummond, absolute caution of the winds as he battles there with the 17 of George Edgar and gets through. Nice work from Zach Drummond. And from 7th position, that's Bolowski getting back in there with Ashcroft, I do believe. Wolf, Moore, Werrell, Drummond, Edgar, Bolowski. Anyone in the top 10 could still win this, folks. On board with Ashcroft, that's Green going through. We're getting back on terms with Harrison Mackie. For some reason, George Edgar isn't transponding, but he's up there in the top 5. So he's in 5th position now behind Zach Drummond. Here are the 3 leaders. Noah Wolf, Lewis Werrell and Morgan Moore dueling away for position out of Christmas towards Inkermans. Werrell is right in there behind Noah Wolf. We're on board with him once again. Morgan Moore going left to go the long way round at Ashby. That's not going to work. So he has to have another go at it. Down to the braking zone for Parker. To the inside line. Now he's going to get his chance on the inside of Werrell. Wolf is going ultra defensive. Moore into 2nd. Werrell down to 3rd. Drummond and Edgar are closing in all the time. They've got to be careful into the boot. This is where it's all going to get settled. The long way round the outside comes Morgan Moore to the inside of Wolf. Wolf drifts wide on the grass. Drummond and Edgar on the inside. They've got them. Drummond and Edgar are through into 1st and 2nd. They're going to take it all. Werrell's going to be 3rd just at the line. Zach Drummond and George Edgar have snatched it all away.
Noah Wolf went into the boot in 1st place, came out in 7th, Jake.
Absolutely. Now watch Drummond on the replay. Look, he just picked his moment. He waited for them all to drift wide, stood on the throttle, took Edgar with him. See you, boys. You scrap amongst yourselves. Excellent. And Werrell just pipping Moore to the line there. My goodness. What a start to UKC Iame Cadet here at Whilton Mill. Check out this result. Zach Drummond snatches the win back. George Edgar 2nd from Werrell, Moore and Roman Kamiab. Then Kit Bolowski, Noah Wolf recovers to 7th. Zach Green, Dan Sofronair and Jacob Ashcroft all within spitting distance. And don't forget Will Murta will be back to his best at round 2 as well. This 2021 season is going to be biblically good.
Well, how about that? That is why cadet kart racing is just so exciting. After the restart, Noah Wolf put himself out in front and was battling to stay there for most of the race. Looked like he had it in the bag, then it all went off, didn't it, in the last couple of corners. Too many changes position to mention, but in the finish, Zach Drummond Fusion Motorsport, kart number 35, found himself out in front and he was wagging his finger at the finish line. Let's find out what Zach had to say when I caught up with him afterwards. Well, Zach, how about that cadet race? Cadet racing really is eventful. We had a red flag, we had a restart, and you started on pole, and then in the finish, it all came down to the last corner and you took the win. You must be absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, speechless. I went down to 13th on the restart. It wasn't the best start, and then I just tried my hardest to get back through, and then I went 4th into the boot, and then I got lucky and got round for the win.
Well, well played you, sir. Like you say, down to 13th after the restart. At that point, did you think your day was all over and your race was run, or what were you thinking?
Never give up.
Never give up, indeed. Zach Drummond goes into that final turn down in around 5th place, comes out in 1st. A win in the pre-final earlier as well has given him a maximum scoop of 66 points from Lewis Werrell and Noah Wolf. George Edgar's 2nd place moves him up to 6th place in the championship. What a barn burner that was.
Well, that's it. Round 1 of the 2021 Ultimate Karting Championship is over. We're off to Rowrah in Cumbria for round 2 to what many believe is one of the most picturesque kart racing circuits anywhere in the UK, and it's certainly a track where overtaking and action is almost guaranteed. Until then, though, from all of us here at Whilton Mill, see ya.